Short-staffed as the state continues to face a nursing shortage.
The Arizona State Board of Nursing says Arizona ranks in the top 5 of states with the most severe healthcare staffing shortages. So we talked to RN Heidi Sanborn. She is the president of the Arizona Nurses Association about what we are seeing in our state. Well, the big problem, she says, is that nurses aren't choosing to work in places they're needed most, like hospitals. Many opportunities come up with more flexible hours and less stress, which takes nurses off bedside. She also says new graduate nurses are leaving at higher rates than in the past. Sanborn says at this point, we're on track to have close to 100,000 vacancies by 2030. Rural areas are being hit the hardest. We talked to her about the impacts this can have when you need to go to the hospital.
If there aren't nurses there to care for those patients, it means backups. Worst case, where patients are lined up in hospital beds in the hallways of emergency departments. We see that quite commonly. But we also see issues where patients are turned away because there just aren't enough nurses there to be able to care for them.
So what's being done to help address the shortage?
Yeah, Kylie's in studio with more on a new program aimed at helping new nurse grads. Kylie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Guiding those new nurses in the early days really is key. You want them to stay in these roles for a long time, ideally in hospital settings. So joining us now is Karen Ofafa. She is with the Arizona Hospital and Healthcare Association. She's here to talk about a new program that is aimed to tackle Arizona's nursing shortage. First, good morning. We appreciate you being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, Kylie.
So you are heading up something pretty cool. It is called the Transition to Practice Program. It's being launched next month. Explain what it's going to do here in Arizona.
Yeah, so traditionally, new nurses, when they start working, they get training for about 8 weeks, and then they start practicing. Our program is customized so that we take care of these nurses for a whole 12 months. Because typically when these nurses start working, they work for a few months and then they realize, I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. But at that point, they're done with the orientation. So we've structured it so that we have the resources they need. It's an evidence-based program. We have preceptors, and a preceptor is really the seasoned nurse who's paired with a new graduate nurse that takes care of them and helps them throughout their orientation. So we are pairing them up with this preceptor for 12 months so that they have support that they need. We've done our gap assessment. We've taken visits at different hospitals in Arizona, and we're realizing they do not have resources. They're not in a destination location, so nurses do not even want to go there. So we have a lot of cool incentives also included in the program. We're going to have them join a professional organization, the American Nurses Association, which is truly what supports us as a nursing profession. So I have been doing this for 17 years. Proud to be a nurse, but the real heroes are really the nurses performing patient care at the bedside. So we want to make sure we really support them.
We talked to Heidi as well, who you heard from just a few minutes ago, and she talked about a lot of these nurses, you know, they might be excited and they get it and then the real world hits them and they say, whoa, and within a year of graduating, they're already leaving the profession. Do you think that this is going to solve that and help with the transition from academia to practice?
Yes, this is really the missing piece. So when you go to school, they teach you all these scenarios. In a perfect world, if you had all your resources, this is how you'd manage the care of this patient. Once you get to the point of care, things happen. We saw it with the COVID-19 pandemic. Patients were coming in with COVID and additional comorbidities. So we need the nurses to be competent, confident, be able to think on their feet, and really, bottom line is we want them to love their job. So this program is going to provide them an evidence-based curriculum to be able to do that. We're going to provide mentors for them, so they'll have an additional resource outside of their own facility, and that could be a different registered nurse practicing elsewhere that they can call up and ask, you know, what is it that I can do in 12 months, or, you know, ask different questions. And then we're also going to provide them additional resources that they need. So they'll get emergency preparedness training. There's a training in Alabama that we'll send them to, and they can get trained in case, you know, a pandemic happens or something like that. But really, they'll also have a community of all of them. So we want these nurses to know it's not different if I'm in Tuba City or if I'm in Summit or if I'm in La Paz. So they'll have access to each other, and they'll be be able to talk through different problems that are happening.
We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Again, this program just starting in March. You have funding for 3 years, and the goal to combat the nursing shortage, keep nurses in hospitals, and obviously all of us benefit from that. When there are more nurses in hospitals, means we can get care quickly and obviously get the attention we need and deserve. So we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us on this Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's. Thank you so much.